Alright, so I just want to preface this video with a couple of things. This video just covers September 23rd to October 10th, which happened to be the day before the snowstorm, and what's been going on here in North Dakota. It's mostly just me talking through, there was a little bit there about orientation, talking through the boredom, and just talking about what's going on. As of yesterday, I have been here 1 full month without any hope of leaving anytime soon. So that's kind of the reason for the thumbnail. That was something that somebody posted on my Facebook from my old job. A coworker of mine, Amy, she mentioned something like that, so I thought it was kind of funny. It's not meant to persuade anybody not to try working the beet harvest, because luckily for Michelle and I, my cousin, we are here on arguably one of the worst years for the harvest, and last year was no picnic either. But we're definitely not going to get out of here before November. And first it was the rain, then it was more rain, then it was the snow, then it was more rain, and now we might shut down in a couple of days because of the weather again, this time because it's too cold, because you can only harvest the sugar beets between a certain temperature, and when it gets down into the teens, which it's going to, then that is a problem. So it's nobody's fault that we're in this situation. It is completely Mother Nature, and she's just throwing everything at us, and it's just not working out in our favor time-wise. So anyway, like I said, it's not to persuade people not to try this out. This just happens to be a bad year. But I did want to, show the people that were interested kind of what my thoughts were, and just what it's like sitting around, especially in this Jeep, for a full month. And I've got at least 2 more weeks to go. I can go in Michelle's camper if I want to. She's always inviting me over there. But I do like the privacy and the solitude of being here, and especially when we work, I come in here, eat, and I just want to sleep, and I don't want to be bothered, and I don't want to bother her. So for that reason, I'm spending most of my time in the Jeep. But we're on a camp spot, and it's not that big of a deal for the most part. So anyway, follow up with a couple more videos. I've got another one, a short one that I did when it was during the snowstorm, and then I've got another one on what we actually do when we're out at the piler. And we had some downtime, and then on some breaks I took some videos, so I'll kind of go through that and just show what we do. Please like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. All right, so skip ahead a whole day. I didn't film anything when we got in last night, but this is our camp spot, and I think they were overflowing, so they actually put us out here on the grass, which is really nice because there's nothing around us that way, and just a park. And then over there is one of the showers and the bathroom. So it's kind of nice. I mean, in the morning it's kind of wet because of maybe some rain overnight or the dew or anything, but I kind of like it. It's better than being on, one of the pads and squished inside this, I think it's 70 or 90 places for campers to be. So it's a pretty big campground. Glad we're here out on the edge. And as you can see here on the Jeep, we had orientation and our first day of training, or actually our only day of training. But so I've got my wet vest here and pair of gloves and the hard hat. So we actually were doing paperwork this morning, and then a little bit later in the day we went over to one of the pilers and they gave us some on-site training to check that out. And it looks easy enough. I mean, they're very large pieces of equipment. Safety is obviously a concern, but as soon as I got up to it, I wanted to start working. Unfortunately, we have to wait around for at least a day, and it sounds like we could be waiting around 4 or 5 days to get the call that the site that we're working on, which ours is about 10 miles away, is ready to go. So now we just wait, and depending on what the weather's like while we're off, I might get in the Jeep and drive to Canada or find something else to do. I don't know if I can just sit around here for days on end. I'm already antsy, and it's only day 1, and I had something already going on today. But so right now I'll just enjoy the nice weather and figure out what I'm going to do tomorrow if we don't get a call. But once we are called, then after that, it's pretty much every day unless the weather stops the operation. So see how it goes. Hopefully it'll be done in 3 weeks. I heard last year it went from October 1st to November 15th or something because of all the bad weather. So, but looking at the forecast, the first week should at least be decent. So just see how it goes. All right, it is September 26th, Thursday, and still no call about starting work. So this is our 4th day here. Yeah, I got in on Monday. We did training Tuesday, Wednesday. Yesterday we sat around, did nothing. I just sat inside the Jeep most of the day and edited a video, watched some YouTube, do all the crap that just is basically a time killer. Today I woke up too late to think about going into Canada, and it looks like we might get some rain in a little bit. If it keeps raining even off and on, we might be starting even later than we want to. I was hoping we get called in earlier, but I'm just not sure about that anymore. So if that's the case, then it's going to be another few days sitting around doing nothing. I'm getting pretty antsy, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I guess I could just continue to kill time watching YouTube and pull up some Netflix or whatever, but man, it's this is not me at all. I need to get moving and do something. It is starting to get colder. Last night it got down to about 43. I think tonight's supposed to get down to about 37. I don't see anything around or at freezing for the moment, but I'm sure that's coming. So now we just continue to sit and wait. It's about noon. Just crawled out of bed because I found out that we have second shift, which is fine by me. We're supposed to start tonight, and with all the rain we got yesterday, last night, and today, I'm really wondering if we're actually going to start. There are lakes and ponds all over the area that shouldn't be there. And right there is one of them on the other side of Michelle's camper. So I imagine the entire area is like that. I saw a lot of sitting water when I was out driving the other day. So if we do start, it is going to be a muddy mess, and it sounds like they don't start anything until about midnight tonight. So we're actually going to lose a couple of hours, I think, on our first shift. We're supposed to start at 8, I think, and they don't want us to come in till 10, and then they said the trucks actually start rolling in at midnight. So that gives us time to at least prepare and not have to do it, you know, while things are operating and kind of be thrown to the wolves, which it didn't matter either way. It's not that complicated of a job. But once the rain definitely dies down for a period of time like it has now, I'm going to go up top. I've got my tanker's outfit, military surplus tanker's outfit that I wear for changing, you know, doing dirty things on the Jeep when I get into that. And so I'm going to take that out and actually wear that my first day and see how that works out. Because talking to the other guys that have done this before, they're like that whatever you get muddy is not coming out. You'll be able to wear it for other dirty type jobs, but that's pretty much it. So I'm going to try giving that a shot. It'll give me another layer. I'll put that over one layer, put that on top, and then layer on top of that, because it does look like it's going to get pretty chilly. But right now it's probably in the upper 40s, low 50s, and it's not that bad. The worst night that we had so far was about 37 degrees, and I was really comfortable in here, and it didn't really bother me all that much to walk across the lawn to go to the bathroom. So just kind of play it by ear and see how it goes, but I'll learn a lot more tonight about what I need to wear. They always tell you, but everybody's different about how they want to you know, wear clothing or what kind of clothing they want to wear for a dirty job like that. So just see how it goes. But for now, I just made some coffee. I'm gonna watch some YouTube like I've been doing for hours and hours. That's all I did yesterday. I got tired of it at about 4 o'clock in the morning trying to stay up as long as I could, trying to get adjusted to the night shift. But I guess that's what I'll do now. There's nothing to do outside. I don't want to drive around. So this is it. But take a nap a bit later today and then get up and finish getting ready for work and hope that we don't get called off. All right, so it is about 11 o'clock on Monday night. Our shift started at 10 o'clock, but it is too wet for them to start the harvest, so or start this part of the harvest. I kind of figured that with all the rain that we got. So they did pay us for 4 hours, and for us new people, we just stayed a little bit longer so that we can talk to the foreman, and he can give us updates on stuff and exchange information. So now we just chill out for the rest of the night. I'm back in the Jeep. I'm actually thinking that since I got to get undressed anyway, I'm going to go ahead and hop in the shower while it's quiet and come back in here, make some coffee, and watch TV. So want to stay in the nighttime routine, so I'll at least stay up till 5, if not 6 a.m. And because you never know when you're going to get called in, and I don't want to sleep tonight, be up all morning, and then find out we got to go in tomorrow night for whatever reason. So need to stay in the nighttime routine, and they said that we might not actually get called back until Thursday, but we might have another freebie 4-hour check-in in the next night or two. So we'll have to just see how that goes. But knew that coming in. It's you know, just one of those things you have to deal with. You can't control Mother Nature when it comes to rain, snow, and that type of stuff. So it's just part of what it is, and you just deal with it. So got paid for 4 hours to go in for, I don't know, we were in there for about half an hour. And it's about 10 to 15 minutes drive each way from where we're at. But so yeah, shower, coffee, watch TV, and just chill out and wait for the next call. And I know back home in North Carolina, it's still pretty freaking hot. Here, the real feel right now is 36 degrees in northeastern North Dakota. So what I have on is a, well, I've got a long sleeve shirt, and then for the bottoms I've got running pants, and then over that I've actually got military tanker thermal, like a one-piece. Over that I've got what you see, which is a tanker's outfit, which is a one-piece. 2 pairs of socks. I've got my boots that are waterproof that I got from Eddie Bauer earlier this year while I was in town somewhere. And then on top of that, I have like a rain jacket and then another jacket with a hoodie. And then if it rains, we have rain gear that we can put on. But it was pretty warm. I mean, I wasn't outside for very long, but I was outside the Jeep a little bit. And I was very comfortable. I didn't feel cold. I just had to figure out some good gloves, which gloves I should wear. So I think I'm going to be all right. I'll just switch out some clothes here and there, the stuff that gets dirty, and then keep reusing the stuff that doesn't. But it was a good test, at least, in 36-degree weather, as to whether or not I thought I was going to feel warm enough. But until I do a full shift outside in the dark and the cold, that'll be the real test as to whether or not I've got the right gear. But I'm glad I've been carrying this stuff around ever since I started this trip in April. It's going to come in really handy, so that worked out really well. All right, it is Wednesday evening, about 6 o'clock, and in a few minutes we're all going to get together, a bunch of us from the campground. We're going to hit the local Mexican joint because we need to break up the monotony. So tonight we don't have to go into work again, Michelle and I. And the people here that are at this campground that work at the nearby piler, they didn't have to work at all today. They're only going in for half a day, maybe tomorrow. But we're supposed to start up tomorrow night. That's the latest that we heard, but we still don't know. We won't know till tomorrow. It is, it's starting to get a little long, I gotta be honest. You know, this will be the only time you'll ever hear me say that maybe it would be great to have a trailer. It's just too confined of a space to be sitting somewhere for a week and a half and longer. Once I'm working and all I'm doing is coming in here, sleeping, eating, and going back to work, it'll be fine. But also the weather has to do with being stuck inside the Jeep. It's really cold outside. The real feel has been in the low 30s or mid 30s for a couple of days now. It's dreary out. Once I get back on the road, everything's going to be fine. It's a great setup for me. I've been, living in this setup for 6 months, but it wasn't until I had to sit in one place like, man, this is really getting old quick. All right, it is Thursday afternoon, October 3rd, and we're still not working. So I have been on a night shift schedule, or trying to be. I was up till like 6 o'clock in the morning watching Netflix, YouTube, whatever, trying to stay awake. And then I woke up around, I don't know, 11:30. I'm about to take a walk to, I don't know, about a mile to the local grocery store just to get some blood moving in my system. It is over a week well, about a week and a half now, and we haven't worked at all. And it's because the weather's not cooperating. It's raining. It rained like crazy last night, so the day shift is off. The night shift is off again. The day shift's supposed to go in tomorrow, but then I got a weird message just saying we might not be working tomorrow night for whatever reason. Maybe because I think they're expecting a little bit more rain. But I mean, I'm in it for the duration. I'm committed. I'm not bailing on this. I mean, where else am I going to make money? And if I go home now, or even keep moving on, I'm going to regret not sticking around. We are expected to get, after this Saturday, which is still a couple of days away, some good weather. And we need that. We're hoping that Saturday and Sunday will be days that we can work, because Saturdays we get time and a half, Sundays we get double time. So as long as we start, or at least work over the weekend, that'll make up for some of the laying around here doing nothing. And it wouldn't be so bad if it was a bit nicer outside, but it's too cold to stand outside and just pal around. Everybody's on different shifts, days, night shifts, and so there's, you're trying to keep quiet as well in case people are trying to sleep during the day and vice versa. So that's the update. Man, it is, I can't believe I've sat somewhere in my Jeep for the most part for a week and a half now. For those of you that have been following me, I mean, the longest I've stayed anywhere other than staying at a friend's house or a relative is 2 nights, and I'm going on like 9 or 10, and I am tired of YouTube. I'm tired of Netflix. I can't sit still when I'm at home. I mean, I'll watch a few hours every now and then of stuff, but man, just sitting around with nothing to do, it's tiring, and I'm becoming really lazy too. So now I don't even feel like I want to do anything. I was gonna walk to the grocery store yesterday, but I got lazy today. It's not raining. It's not gonna rain, so I'm gonna force myself after I film this to get out of here, grab my bag, walk to the grocery store, and at least do something. And just hope for the best come tomorrow night. But man, it's at least another 24 hours before we're gonna do anything. But it is what it is. That's my update. I know there's not a whole lot going on. I mean, I could drive around, but there's nothing to see. I looked at a satellite image of this area, and it's actually pretty cool because it's like a quilt. It's so flat out here, and there's so much farmland that it literally looks like a quilt. I'll show a shot in here. So there's nothing to see. I mean, I'd have to drive 45 minutes to get to Grand Forks or to see just about anything in this area. So I could drive to Canada, but I'm like, what am I going to do once I get up there? I could stay the night up there somewhere, I guess, but it's just spending gas on something that I don't know about. And at this point in time, I'm trying to make money, not spend money. So again, whatever. I'll update a bit later, but there has been literally nothing to show since I made the making sugar beet video on the different types of things that we tried. Other than that, it has just been us palling around, talking, and we just went to the Mexican restaurant last night to get something to eat just to break up the monotony. But none of us want to spend money going out to eat either, which makes sense. I mean, we're trying to save money, so not spend money. But last night was good. It broke up the monotony. It was just 3 of us, but it was still good to go out there and do that and at least get outside the Jeep. But anyway, I'm rambling. I'll update when there's something to update with. Alright, so it's night 1 of our first shift, and there's all the trucks lined up to go to that piler, which is over there. And our piler is all the way down there. So it is a cold, windy night. It's going to be pretty interesting.